Yeah, Ivana, just make it bigger. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we're live, guys. So, good morning, everybody, and welcome again to another episode of It Takes a Village, brought to you by the Guam Homeless Coalition. This informational webinar series aims to highlight the different members who are part of the Guam Homeless Coalition and all the great work that they do for our island community. So, today we have with us Jane and Ivana from the Bureau of Women's Affairs. The Bureau of Women's Affairs was created as a separate line agency under the Government of Guam administration by Public Law 21-23. Now they have a whole presentation and it includes all their objectives, goals, and things like that. So I won't go into it, but if you guys have any questions or comments, please type them into the Q&A portion if you're on the webinar. Or if you are watching live on YouTube, you can type it into the chat and we can address that at the end of their presentation. So thank you again, Jane and Ivana. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Jackie, and thank you to everyone who is watching the webinar. And yes, my name is Jane Flores. I'm Director of the Bureau of Women's Affairs, and I have with me Ivana Nemea, who is our grant-funded program coordinator. And well, first, a little bit of the history of the Bureau of Women's Affairs, and I'm going to share our slide presentation right now with you. So I will start that, and let me try to, okay, I'm gonna slideshow. So let me get back to the beginning of there you go. So the Bureau of Women's Affairs of the Government of Guam, as I said, I'm Jane and Ivana's with us. And we are a line agency of the Government of Guam. We were created by a public law back in 1990. Governor Joe Addis signed the law. And the Bureau of Women's Affairs was in existence as a one-person office for quite a while. And then under the Calvo administration, it was dormant for a while, and there just wasn't any Bureau of Women's Affairs. And so when Governor Lou Leon Guerrero became our first mega haga, she appointed me as director of the Bureau of Women's Affairs and said, I want you to revive it and work on women's issues. And so I took the job, and here we are today. So according to our legislation, our mission is to formulate policies to eliminate gender discrimination throughout the government of Guam and the private sector. And we also study and make recommendations on issues of concern to women and marginalized communities. So it's not just women, it's LGBTQ, it's anyone who's marginalized, immigrants from wherever. It could be from Micronesia, or it could be from some other place. Okay, and I am needing to share my screen. That is what one of our people in the office had said to me. So I'm going to share our screen here. Thank you, Carl. And just try to, and then I'll get into the presentation there. Okay, there we are. Ivana is my techno person. I, of course, am not a big techno person. Ivana, do you want to say hi real quick?
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. So, and Ivana is wonderful, and she is from Pohnpei. So, she helps a lot with issues that from some of the marginalized communities in Micronesia, and on, of course, on widening access of all genders to positions and aspects of the community. We also review and submit recommended legislation to the legislature that addresses gender inequities in current laws or in possible laws that we need. And we monitor issues relating to gender discrimination and advise the governor and the legislature along with recommendations for action. We send representatives to forums, mostly here in the region, and occasionally on a national level, we send people to represent. For example, Guam is a member of the Reproductive Freedom Alliance, and I went in July of this year to LA to talk about that. And now one of the things that I wanted to, I'm going to stop share for a minute. One of the things I wanted to talk about this morning was why the Bureau of Women's Affairs is a member of the coalition. We are, by the coalition's enabling legislation, a member of the coalition, the Bureau of Women's Affairs, and that's because homelessness as a broader issue affects women a lot, and it affects women because women are possibly in a relationship and they don't have any other means, and if they split with their person, the father of their children, sometimes they are left out and homeless, and so we try to help with those kinds of issues. One of the things that I'm going to go back to sharing the screen again. So one of the things that when we first took office, one of the first things that we tackled was period poverty. And because it is definitely a female issue, period poverty is lack of, and Ivana is going to talk about that. So Ivana, you want to talk about period poverty and why it's so important? Okay. Go ahead.
Period poverty, okay, what is it? It's the lack of access to safe and hygienic menstrual products. And a lot of people around the world deal with this issue. They have to stay home because they don't have the means to buy menstrual products to maintain their hygiene during their periods. And BWA's commitment, we go beyond advocacy, and our recently enacted law in 2021 was the Period Poverty Act, and which mandates that all public schools and publicly funded charter schools allocate specific funding for menstrual products. And this ensures that no student faces barriers due to period poverty during the school day. And period poverty is not just an economic challenge, it's a societal issue. And our initiative aims to break stigma surrounding menstruation. And we want to foster an environment where every student can access the necessary products without shame or embarrassment. We also recently received donation. We received 16,000 1,600 menstrual cups. And our aim is to reach out to agencies and work with them. We want to collaborate with them to serve clients in need. And by providing menstrual cups, we want to empower individuals beyond the school setting and promoting dignity and sustainability. And menstrual cups not only address period poverty, but it also contributes to a greener environment. One menstrual cup, it can last 5 to 10 years if you take care of it. And that also saves a lot of money.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Ivana. And Ivana's right. We do, when we first started the Period Poverty Initiative, we got donations from the Guam Council of Women's Clubs. They each adopted a school. We had some businesses that adopted schools and provided menstrual products to the schools because GDOE would give the nurses a budget and they would buy some menstrual products with that budget, but they also bought medical supplies and other things that nurses' offices need. So there was nothing specific. And we found through a survey that we did with public health that a lot of people were missing school or missing work because they just didn't have anything to deal with their period. You know, women just didn't have anything. So that's how we got the Period Poverty Act of 2021 funded. This is also a national issue. A lot of states, I think about 20 states, have enacted period poverty laws to provide funding to schools specifically for menstrual products so that girls do not have to miss school, because it's not something that, and it is a gender equality issue, right, Ivana? Because boys don't have to worry about missing school because of their period. So it is a gender issue. So we donate menstrual pads when we get them, and we do purchase some pads. But the cups are for, you know, women who are maybe, I would say 16 to 18 and older. And the issue with homelessness, though, with the cups is that you need to be able to boil the cup with water and sanitize it after your cycle. So that might be an issue with with homelessness. But Ivana, we just supplied menstrual cups to several GHC partners. Who were they?
It was Guma Mommy and Ali Shelter.
So if you are a partner, a Guam Homeless Coalition partner who provides direct services like a Vero and you need some menstrual cups, please contact us because we have these for free. They are totally sustainable. You boil the cup after each use. Not each day, but after your period is over, and then you store it in like a cotton sock or something, and then you use it. It can be twice a day. So anyway, I don't want to get into it in the webinar, but if you have any questions about that, you can call us. My cell phone number, we don't have phones for a variety of reasons here at our office. Our phone system was wacko and we're having issues with our phone provider. So my cell phone is 483-6409, or you can email us at info.bwa@guam.gov. Okay, so period poverty is one of the main issues. We also are working on workplace harassment, which is unwelcome conduct that is based on your race, color, religion, sex, orientation, national origin, disability, or genetic information. We got a FAIR grant back in 2021 from the U.S. Department of Labor Women's Bureau that enabled us to conduct information sessions on workplace harassment. And we went to different villages and agencies to empower individuals with knowledge to recognize and combat harassment in the workplace. Of course, types of harassment, like I mentioned above, are sexual orientation or gender identity, sexual harassment being the most common type of harassment because of your race or the color of your skin or where you're from, if you have a disability, a certain religion, if you're pregnant. There are types of harassment for pregnancy. We had a case in our presentation. We talk about a case, there was a Guam hotel where a young woman was pregnant and her doctor had told her she needed to be off her feet in her later stages of pregnancy. So she asked the hotel if she could just sit on a stool behind the front desk instead of standing, as was their policy. And they said, no, you have to stand. And she's sued for harassment because what she was asking for was reasonable. And so the hotel had ended up having to pay a huge fine, and whereas they could have bought a $30 stool for her to sit on, I think they were fined like $15,000. So it does happen here on Guam. If you're 40 or older, harassment. If you're younger than 40, the age is not an issue. And we also see a lot of this or retaliation because you reported something or someone. So and we tell you where to go and how to report this and what to do. We do have presentations available for entities and communities. So let us know. Again, our contact information is at the end of our presentation. And so we also, one more thing that we do, which is empowering women that we forgot to put on our slide information, was we have a high school, we have Inetnan, and we have what is our high school? Femalawan, Imetkut,
Famalawan.
Imetkut,
Imetkut Famalawan.
Inina Metkut Famalawan. Thanks, Ivana. Making Women Stronger. It's called Inina Metkut Famalawan, Making Women Stronger. It's a high school completion scholarship. If you need to complete high school, we partner with you and GCC, and you go to GCC and you can either take the what is it? The GED, sorry, I'm having a blank moment. You can take the GED or you can enroll in their adult high school program, which is free. Now the GED is not free. So it's a $500 scholarship that you get upon completion. So we've worked it out with GCC, where if you go and you want to take the GED, you take their CASAS test, which is the test that tells whether you can take the GED or not and pass it. And when you take the test, if you score high enough, you can take the GED and then BWA will pay for it, and then it's a $500 scholarship, and the GED is $125. So if you pass it on the first try, or even if you need to take some of the subsequent sessions again, because it's math, I think it's math, social studies, reading and comprehension, I would have to take the math one over again. Hands down, I would have to do that. I know it. So it's like $31.25 a session. So if it's 125 and then $31.25 because you had to take math over, then that's about $150. We give you, once you pass it, we give you a check for $350. And if you enroll in the adult high school program and you graduate from that, we give you a check upon graduation for $500. So it's an incentive for you to go to these classes and pass them, because you will get money. And then what you do with that money, if you want to use it for your clearances to get a job, buy clothes, transportation, gas, whatever you need to help you get employed or help empower you. If you want to go on to college, GCC is wonderful. They have the FAFSA, the scholarship. You can get a grant to go to school where you don't have to pay. And so there are a lot of opportunities that we can hook you up with through the Bureau of Women's Affairs. Our contact information again is my cell, 483-6409. And you can email info.bwa@guam.gov. And we do have a website, www.bwa.guam.gov. So I'm going to stop the share now. And Jackie, do you have any questions or anything for us?
I don't see any questions yet in the Q&A or on the YouTube live, but thank you so much, Jane and Ivana. That was great information. And is it okay if either one of you can type the name of the scholarship or into the chat? Is that the case? Yeah. And if anyone has questions, please put it in the Q&A or on the YouTube live chat.
It's at the Enid Met Good Famalawan High School Completion Scholarship. And it's $500.
Thank you. Okay, so there guys in the chat. I'll also copy it and put it into the YouTube chat. Okay, well, thank you guys again so much for the presentation and taking the time to do this for us today.
I'm still typing in about it and deduct
Oh,
the cost
okay.
of the test.
Go ahead. I'm still checking to see if we have any questions yet. None at the moment.
I'm just putting I'm putting my contact information in there. Okay. And then I will put jane.flores@gov or Ivana. There we go. Okay.
Great.
And
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that's it. Or Jackie, if people want access to menstrual products, they can give us a call as well, because like I said, we have the menstrual cups available, which and it's totally free and it's very sustainable. We oh sorry, Ivana
No worries. No worries.
corrected her email, which was Ivana, not Yvonne. Sorry.
Yes.
Not Ivan, sorry. But I'm sorry, what was I saying? With regard to the menstrual cups, yes. If they want some, like Ivana had mentioned that she gave some to Gumamami and Ali Shelter. So if your agency or any of the agencies needs these for their clients, please give us a call, because this is It's a free item, it's sustainable, and it really can help women to be able to manage themselves and not have to miss out on work or school or anything because they have their period, which is really a gender issue.
Got it. Thank you so much, Jane and
Okay,
Ivana. We do have a comment on our YouTube live. It's from the GHC Vice Chair, Mr. Rob San Agustin. He says, thank you for the presentation. And thank you both again for your time today. And once we end the webinar, this it'll automatically save to the Guam Homeless Coalition's YouTube channel, so
awesome.
anybody can view it at any time.
Ivana, any last words?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, Jackie, and thanks everybody, and great work, GHC.
Thank you both so
Proud
much.
to be
You
a
guys
part
have
of
a
it.
good day.
Okay.